Reggae Boys Commentary. Like, share, and subscribe.
Yes, Reggae Boys Commentary, like and subscribe, yeah?
Reggae Boys Commentary. Subscribe, like, and share. Is that the right order?
Hi everybody, I'm Darren Moore and you're watching Reggae Boys Commentary.
So we have a very, very special guest with us today, and it's none other than Birmingham City's Cameron Eubank. Cameron, how are you doing? How's your family doing? I hope you're doing well.
Good, thanks. How are you?
Yes, I'm doing very, very well, thank you. And to kick things off, Cameron, I just want you to give a little bit of introduction about yourself, talk a bit about your Jamaican heritage. Is it your parents or your grandparents that came from the island?
There's, in fact, my mother that comes from the little island, Jamaica, in the town of Portland, so the little countryside. I've been there a couple of times. I love it over there. I would love to play for the country.
Very, very nice. And you know, the times that you've been to Jamaica and even in the UK as well, what would you say is your favorite Jamaican dish?
Oh,
Tough one, isn't it?
curry mutton and rice and peas.
You know, you know, it's funny because it's the same thing Cuba said as well. Cuba Mitchell at Sunderland. Yeah, yeah. So tell me a little bit before we get into about your footballing landscape as well about Cuba Mitchell. You played with him at Birmingham City, is that correct?
When I signed in 2018 at Birmingham City after coming from Aston Villa, signed at Birmingham City, and I played with Cuba since 2018 to the most recent season until he moved to Sunderland.
And for you, in terms of your footballing growth, did the journey start for you at Birmingham City or was somewhere else?
It was a rocky road I went on. I started at Sunday League, then I went to Coventry City. But since I lived too far, I went to Aston Villa. I signed at Aston Villa 3 years. Yeah, I signed at Aston Villa, then I went to Birmingham City, and I was on my scholarship at Birmingham City, looking to get a professional contract.
Okay. And for you personally, you were born and raised in the Midlands?
Yeah, Birmingham. Erdington.
Birmingham. Okay, great. And for you, growing up, whether primary school or secondary school, was it always football, or you dibbled in and nibbled in a little other sports than football?
Now, I've always lived and breathed football, primary school, secondary school, and also doing like additional training with the Birmingham City and Villa, whoever I was with.
Wow, that's impressive. Did you ever have the chance to train with or be around the likes of Job or Jude Bellingham?
Yeah, I've trained with Job a couple of times, and I've played a few games with him. But obviously, he plays first team, so you don't really see him often.
What's he like to train with on the pitch?
He's a good role model. He knows what he's doing, and he performs the best of his ability, showing what the level's about.
Yeah. And for those that, you know, might not be aware a lot about, you know, Birmingham and by extension the Midlands as well, in a sense, does it feel like little Jamaica because you have such a large Caribbean and Jamaican community in that area?
Yeah, there's a lot of mix over there. Everyone gets on with the diversity we have, has their little say, and we all get along.
And in terms of your development at Birmingham City, how would you say things have been progressing? You're a first-year scholar, is that correct? First-year scholar, right? Okay. So how would you say, you know, that progression has been from you since you joined the club a couple of years ago?
It's been like progressively good, like at a steady pace. I've been through a few injuries with my hip flexor, but obviously overcame them. I've trained with the ages above, played with the ages above, and I've enjoyed it all.
Yeah, and in terms of the position that you play on the field, so for those that don't know much about you, you know, what type of player are you?
I'm a centre attacking mid. I can play anywhere in the attacking half, left wing, right wing, striker, anything. Got it all.
Utility player. Out of all of those positions, what would you say is your favorite, or you like all of them?
My favorite is probably Cam, centre attacking mid. I just love the attacking bit of it, but I also love the defending bit of it. Wouldn't mind getting back and working hard.
And in terms of that position in particular, who are some of your role models growing up playing in that position?
No, he doesn't really play in that position, but I love Thierry Henry. He's a great player, I think. And yeah, you see typical players now, your Fodens, your Kevin De Bruyne, I look up to them as they just show you what it takes to get to that standard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And as well, Cameron, in recent times as well, Cuba Mitchell, he's declared that he wants to play for Jamaica. A young lad at Manchester United by the name of Malachi Sharp, he's in under 18s, he's declared to play for Jamaica, amongst different other players at different clubs. So I just wanted to get an insight from you in terms of your desire to play for Jamaica. You know, have you watched the national team play before, or any players that stood out for you that plays for Jamaica?
Yeah, I've watched a few games and I really love the players of like who's recently signed up from West Ham. Antonio. I love the way he plays, hold up striker, and he loves scoring goals. I've seen him from West Ham, so I really enjoyed him as a player, and I've watched a few games as well.
And a player that's not too far from you, although your rivals in Aston Villa, Leon Bailey as well. What do you think about
Yeah,
him?
love him as well. I've watched a couple of games. I've only watched Villa to watch him, so yeah.
And what would it mean to you, and also your family by extension, to put on that black, green, and gold for Jamaica one day?
It would mean a lot. It would mean a lot to represent my country and represent my family members as they are living in Jamaica and could be watching from Jamaica. So it would mean a lot.
Yeah, and as we spoke about earlier as well, you know, Birmingham in the West Midlands is like a little Jamaica in a sense. At your club in particular, do you know other players that have Jamaican heritage, born to Jamaican parents or grandparents?
Yeah, I know a few actually, quite a few of us are related and played for Birmingham City and are related to people that live in Jamaica.
Oh wow, would you look at that? That's interesting. And you know, if you look at, you know, Birmingham City, Aston Villa, West Bromwich Albion, Wolves, you know, you see that same sort of link, you know, with players of Jamaican heritage. So, you know, the West Midlands produces a lot of players of of Jamaican heritage. And you know, for you personally, you know, talk to me a little bit about the friendship that you have with Cuba Mitchell. You know, how many years have you been, you know, mates now?
Eubank Mitchell has been one of my closest mates since I joined Blues. He helped me at Blues, he guided me, and really taught me a lot of stuff as being as a footballer at Birmingham City. He showed me what it takes to be there. And yeah, even on and off the pitch, you see him outside Blues, have fun, and just love him as a friend.
Mhm.
Take
Nice one, nice one. And going back to that Jamaican culture a bit, you know, are you a person that listens to the Jamaican music, the dancehall, the reggae, stuff like that?
I can't get enough of it. I love it. I love every bit. Bashman, the reggae. From favorites, probably you go to Bob Marley. I love him a bit. A bit of Chronics as well.
Nice one, good selections. And for your experience that you're having at Birmingham now, have you had a chance to either train with the first team or at least mingle with them?
Yeah, I've trained with the first team once so far in a new season, and you see him in and around the building all the time.
Mhm. And has the gaffer ever spoken to you or just said hello, walking past in the hallways?
At breakfast, lunch, and even when I trained with him the one time to do set, you see,
Yeah.
and had a chat.
And what would you say Birmingham is like? Would you say it's like a family club in a sense, you know, with everyone, like you said, everyone is nice and upbuilding towards each other?
We have this three policy rule: like honesty, commitment, and hard work, and that's what we live by, and it gets us through as a team. Yeah.
Okay. And in terms of where you are right now, you're 16 years old, is that correct? And it's 2005, right?
2006 and February of 2006.
Okay. Because based on that, because since you're born 2006, you're also eligible for the under 17 team. So that's the reason why I asked that question in particular as well. If you're born 2005, then you know you'd be in the under 20 pool or the senior team pool. So that's the reason why I asked. But okay. Do you have any brothers and sisters?
Nah, not any blood brothers and sisters on my own shop.
Oh wow. Interesting. All right. And you know, in terms of the experiences you've had playing in the UK as well, Cameron, you know, you've played against different clubs all across the country, up in the north, the south. I just wanted you to tell me about the experiences that you've had because, you know, different parts of England, you know, you have different cultures and different pitches and so on. You know, what's the journey been like for you?
Versus some of the top clubs, Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal, man. We go to the ground, you just like you're flabbergasted at like how it looks. It doesn't even look real. Like pitches are unreal, facilities are unreal. Like they play different sides of football. Like Man City, keep the ball, work the ball around, and just trying to work a goal, trying to break it down as a team. But you just gotta stay strong. Chelsea have some of the best youngsters in the country or in Europe apparently, and yeah, they're just great to play against. Get the experience.
Did you grow up as a Birmingham City fan or there was another club that you supported? Yeah, trying to get back Cameron there. Not sure what happened, but we're looking to get him back. There we go. Yep. Okay, Cameron is back with us. There we go. Just waiting for the audio to chip in, and that should be good. Go ahead, Cameron. I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. No, what was the question again?
Yeah, the question was, did you grow up as a Birmingham City fan, or there was another club that you supported?
Brother, older brother, he doesn't used to live with us. He supports Arsenal, and that led me to support Arsenal as well.
Okay. So I'm guessing it was Thierry Henry that was your favorite player since it was Arsenal. Okay. All right. Quite interesting. Were there any? Have you ever been called up for any one of England's youth teams in the past?
Not in the past, no.
Okay. All right. And in terms of where you are right now and where where Birmingham right now in the league in your under 18s, under 21s, how would you say the team is looking and progressing right now?
We started to click more. We started to get the hang of we used to be in Cat 1, now we're in Cat 2. And so it's like a different style of football, and now we're adapting and starting to get hold of our games and get results.
Okay, that sounds good. And in terms of, the family that you have, do you still have a family on the island of Jamaica, or the majority are in the UK?
Majority of my family are in Jamaica, actually. My grandma, my granddad, all my cousins, everyone I can think of are in Jamaica, in the little town of Portland.
And what would it mean for you one day to rub shoulders with Leon Bailey, Mikel Antonio, Bobby Reid, and others that are currently wearing that Reggae Boy shirt?
It would mean the most to everyone that I know, I love, and who love me. It would mean the most just to see what it's like to experience and wear the badge.
Hi everybody, I'm Darren Moore and you're watching Reggae Boys Commentary.
Yes, Reggae Boys Commentary, like and subscribe, yeah?